brothers and sisters of the Horn of Africa, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ogaden National Liberation Front, I extend full solidarity with the people of Kenya. Today, people in Ethiopia and other parts of the Horn of Africa face a devastating wars and foreign interference that threaten not only one particular country or nation in the Horn of Africa, but the whole stability of the Horn of Africa. The vast majority of communities in the Horn of Africa need peace, they want stability, they want dignity, they deserve dignity, and they deserve the right to determine their future free from foreign intervention, proxy wars, and policies of destabilization. What's happening in Ethiopia does not concern Ethiopia alone. It threatens the security and future of the whole entire Horn of African countries. Ladies and gentlemen, it's necessary to speak frankly about the dangerous roles being played by the Prosperity Party in Ethiopia under Abiy Ahmed. This is a regime that has failed to resolve its deep internal crisis. Instead of reconciliation, justice, and respect for constitutional rights of nations and peoples to self-determination, it has chosen repression, militarization, and political domination. This regime has violated agreement signed with both ONLF, TPLF, OLF, and other opposition movements from 2018 to the Pretoria Agreement, while continuing the repression of many peoples within Ethiopia, including Somalis, Oromos, Amharas, Afar, Tigrayans, and southern communities. Furthermore, the regime deliberately fosters division among the peoples of Ethiopia in order to prolong its rule through divide and control tactics and policies that threaten peace and stability in the Horn of Africa. It claims that it's holding a national dialogue, but it is doing an exercise on its own. It has collected its own candidates to come to the national dialogue. It is promoting its own agenda. The final outcome will be its own agenda. No one in the Horn of Africa will accept what comes out of that national dialogue because it's not a representative national dialogue, free, fair, and independent of government interference. In addition, rather than addressing this crisis through genuine dialogue and political reform, the Ethiopian regime has increasingly sought to export its internal problems to neighboring countries and interfere in the affairs of Sudan, Somalia, Eritrea, Kenya, and Djibouti. It has increased instability and regional tension throughout the Horn of Africa, particularly alarming the dangerous regional ambitions and provocative rhetoric concerning ports in Eritrea and Somalia, and attempts to impose realities on the ground without regard for the sovereignty of states or Africa and international law, claiming sovereignty when confronted with legitimate self-determination rights from nations within its borders. Any attempt to seize or control ports and territories through pressure, coercion, or threat will have grave consequences for regional peace and will push the Horn of Africa toward dangerous and unnecessary conflict. There is ample evidence regarding logistical support, drone operations, and interference in the ongoing conflict in the Horn of Africa by actors linked to the Ethiopian regime, actions that threaten the stability and peace of all nations in the Horn of Africa and deepen the suffering of its people. Brothers and sisters, the peoples of our regions are exhausted by wars, division, conflict, and foreign interference. Unless the peoples of the Horn of Africa come together and initiate genuine people-to-people, community-to-community dialogue across the region, we will remain vulnerable to forces that thrive on division, communal conflict, and endless instability. We must begin speaking to one another directly across borders, communities, and political differences. We must resolve our grievances through dialogue, understanding, and cooperation. And we must reject those who manipulate our people for political power and regional domination. The peoples of Horn of Africa seek peace, they seek justice, they seek dignity, and they seek systems of governance that genuinely serve their citizens rather than oppress them. The PP regime in Addis Ababa can no longer bring peace nor resolve the multifaceted conflicts it has created or inherited. ONLF therefore calls upon all the peoples of the Horn of Africa, as well as regional and international actors, to support dialogue, peaceful coexistence, and respect for self-determination, rights of peoples, and sovereignty of all nations and states in the Horn of Africa. The future of the Horn of Africa must be built on mutual respect, sovereignty, justice, development, peaceful coexistence, the rights of nations, not on domination, threats, militarization, and regional ambitions pursued through force or coercion. The peoples of Horn of Africa deserve cooperation, development, stability, and peace rather than endless confrontation and wars. Finally, we call for the genuine dialogue for all communities in the Horn of Africa, for a full respect of the rights of nations in the Horn of Africa, and respect of the sovereignty of Somalia, Eritrea, and other countries that is threatened by now by Ethiopia. May peace prevail throughout the Horn of Africa and beyond. May stability and justice prevail across our region, and may the people of Horn of Africa live in peace, security, freedom, dignity, and much respect. Thank you.